I'll ask first why you decided to partner with Dr. Teals and you know how long you've been using them for.
Yeah, man. So Dr. Teals is something that I've been using since I was in like seventh grade. And yeah, my mom used them, and it's kind of one of those things where I was stealing hers, and then I ended up, getting my own, and now I'm, blessed to be working with them. But yeah, I mean, for me, every time I'm not on the field, it's always how can I be, at my best when I am on the field, and how can I be, recover just to be able to put out what I want to put out when I am on the field. So Dr. Teals helps me get there. It's a vital part of my routine. It's something that I feel like I need, and yeah, like I said, I'm just so honored to be, working with them now and have, access to as much as I need, because I really truly do need it all. So yeah.
I mean, kind of jumping off that, like how, you're going into your second year now. How would you say the Garrett Wilson of like right now is different than the one that was going into the season last year, week one?
Yeah, just seeing it for a year is like it's like immeasurable, but it's super valuable though. Like just seeing the game for a year, and then playing in it, being able to watch the film from last season. I feel like I've just seen the game different just because of the year under the belt, but also just with my body. I feel like I'm just faster this year. So for me, I lost probably too much body fat to the point where they were like, you need to gain more, but I feel better. I feel super good. And my weight is up though. So it's one of those things where I wanted to, just put on all the weight I could this off season. And for me, it doesn't sound like much, but it's a lot. Like I have to really, really lock in to put on the weight I want. And
For the
yeah,
grind of the season and all that, yeah.
exactly. So now seeing it come to fruition and being out on the field, I feel stronger. I feel like I'm seeing the game better, and yeah.
And one thing I noticed in practice with you dating back to last year is how mad you get at yourself if you like have a drop or you make a mistake. Like, do you ever get coaches telling you to ease up on yourself when you're out there? Because I definitely saw times last year you like stormed off like I missed that
Yeah,
ball.
yeah. No, I mean, yeah, that's one thing. The coaches know that no one's harder on me than I am. So I mean, because of that, they always kind of don't have to say too much to me. And with that said, though, they do still make sure I'm not beating myself up, and making sure that I'm bouncing back so that it's not affecting my game, or that I can still make the next play, because that's always the most important one. Um, and I feel like also in that sense, I'm better with that this year. I feel like I'm better with that. It's something I'm always working on, because I am a competitor and I love the game, and sometimes that comes out naturally, but yeah, man, most of the time it doesn't help. So alive in the moment, and it's okay to reflect, but I feel like I'm doing better with just moving on from that stuff, and taking the next step.
Yeah, I you've probably been asked every version of questions about Aaron Rodgers and your relationship with him by now, but I know one thing a lot of the guys who played with him in like Green Bay used to talk about was how like young receivers would sometimes struggle with his hand signals and how much he was changing stuff at the line. And like the flip side of that is guys who like really got it were the ones that were like really putting up numbers and like was flowing in the offense. Like what's that process been like, kind of learning that aspect of playing with Aaron for you? And I know he throws stuff at you in warm-ups and like he's always quizzing you guys, but like what's that process been like?
Yeah, I mean, it's like every day is like a new challenge. It truly elevates, the whole receiver room. It makes us lock in on our details, take notes of everything, be able to take the meeting room right to the field and execute it. But yeah, there's definitely a learning curve with it though. So for me, it's just keeping my eyes on him, and then realizing when he's going to snap, and getting used to his rhythm and his cadence, and so that I'm not missing one of these signals just because I'm so locked in on the ball, that type of thing. And I got to start doing it now. I had to start doing it a few months ago, honestly, so that I wouldn't. And now I'm good with it, but so that I can do it in the game, because in the game it's only going to be harder. It's only going to be louder, and I mean, if we can truly buy in and do it the right way, which is why it's great to have guys like Cobb and Allen and Malik to translate these things. But if we can truly do it the right way, man, it makes us really hard to stop. And Aaron sees the game in a really natural, pure way, like playing in the backyard, which is awesome for the receivers, for really everyone that plays with him. And it makes it really fun, and it just makes sense. So yeah, man, it's just me locking in on those details and making sure that I'm picking Aaron's brain every time I can.
I mean, and you kind of said this, but how much is the reward at the end of like learning all that stuff? That I guess the reward at the end of it is that the defense kind of doesn't really know ever what he's trying to do at the line, right? You're like
Yeah,
confused.
exactly. The reward is always, being in the ideal look against whatever look we're getting
Yeah.
from the defense. So if you can really buy in on that, you won't have a lot of negative plays or bad plays or wasted plays. But on the contrary, if you don't, then you can have throwaways and
Yeah.
just look out of whack. So you got to really really lock in on that stuff for sure.
Aaron mentioned the other day that he's trying to, with you specifically, he's trying to give you like an extra tick. So because he thinks if he gives you like even just an extra second, like you'll get open. Like, and he said he used to do that with Devontae too. Like when you hear him talking about you in that way, like how special is it that you've already like kind of built that bond up?
I mean, that's truly special. That is truly special to even be mentioned with Devontae. And I know, Aaron thinks highly of me, and I think the same of him. And it all comes from, the way we both go about our business and the fact that we have a common goal in mind. And we respect each other. And I mean, I'm just, he knows how happy I am to be playing with him. So
Yeah.
it is awesome, man. But for me, it's like, all right, and then I gotta go prove who I am every week. I got to go, make every play I can for this guy. And at the end of the day, man, like I said, we both have the same goal in mind. So, I feel like, that stuff is really cool, but we're going to put in the work to make it, real.
I know Sauce went to the Knicks game with him. Have you hung out with him outside of the facility yet?
Yeah, I have a few times. So we didn't do a Knicks game, nothing too public, crazy like that. But
No cameras there for you.
Exactly. I had some fun a few times.
Nice. That's awesome. So one thing, Sauce, you obviously came in together with him. He talks a lot about how when he thinks about his goals, he thinks about the end first. He's like, I think about how at the end of my career, I want people to think of me like this and, make the Hall of Fame and all that stuff while still focusing on the day to day. But like, do you kind of think like that too? Like, do you think about how you want people to remember you and at the end of your career kind of thing?
I mean, yeah, maybe not like actively.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Honestly, I really don't. I kind of just try and go about this thing as a day by day, realizing how blessed I am to be in the position I am. And I feel like if I do think about that, that'll lead to me putting in the work and making sure I'm doing the right things to keep my life that way. And God blessed me with the talent, and now it's about what can I do with it to make it last as long as possible, and to influence as many people's lives, or whatever it is with it. And I feel like if I do that and keep that in mind, each and every day, it'll all take care of itself, man. So I like to think of myself as someone who's internally driven, and that it's I wake up and feeling that way, wake up feeling like I gotta go, and that's how I've always been. So I like to think it'll stay that way.
Yeah, and listen, last year, obviously, you, Sauce, and Breeze got a lot of attention. I feel like it led to people maybe forgetting that Jermaine Johnson was also a first round pick with you guys. And I mean, I saw in camp how dominant he was. You saw how he was too. But like as a guy who was in his draft class with him, like what do you think about people sleeping on that kid? Because it seems like he's just ready to go off this year.
Yeah, man, they're gonna find out soon. There's a lot of beauty in people sleeping on certain people. It's cool. You can get a chip on your shoulder, and hopefully it stays with you for the rest of your career. But yeah, man, it's cool. You got to embrace that, and I know Jermaine has, and he's ready to go. Like you said, man, he's a great player, and I feel like the whole world will know after this season for sure.
And then one more draft classmate. What is Michael Clemens like? Because he fascinates me because we see him at the podium and he got that deep voice. He only says a few words and he's so intense. It seems like all the time. I'm just curious, like what he's like when you guys are seeing him in the locker room and stuff.
Yeah, he is like that though. He is like that for real. But me coming in with them and all the rookies, we all know we all know him so well and know kind of his I don't know, just how to get him, man. But that is truly him, man. He's being natural, like for real. That's him. Like I said, we just know his little.
Yeah.
Get him. I don't know. He's hilarious, bro. He's actually hilarious. I love him.
Aaron Whitecotton said he's like a good storyteller, sneakily too. Like he's good at telling stories.
Yeah, no, exactly, man. He is.
And all right, one more for you, a little lighter question. So I've told people about this when they've asked me about you. When the reporters are in the locker room and we go up to you to like talk to you, you almost always are willing to talk to us. And the only time I say that you're not is, you say I got to get home and walk my dog, which I think is the most relatable thing you ever say to us, because I relate to that. But so I just was curious if you can tell me about your dog name, what kind of pup it is, when you got him, and all that.
So yeah, his name is Carmelo. I got him during COVID. Whenever we thought, February 14th, I got him on Valentine's Day, COVID year. I think that was 2021. Yeah, 2021. And we didn't think we were having a season at the time, as far as, so I was like, I'm gonna have a lot of time on my hand as far as Ohio State. And I got him, and yeah, he's a Shiba Inu, drove about an hour away. And
To pick him up.
Pick him up on what's it called, February 14th. And Zach Harrison and Ronnie Hickman came with me to go pick him up. It was kind of like, we're going to get this dog, my dog, but even though we all stayed together, so they were coming with me. And yeah, man, he's been a joy, bro. He's truly my entertainment. Like, he's the best, bro. He's my dog.
Did you drive,
bro? Huh?
So did you drive with him from Ohio when you moved to New Jersey?
Yeah, I had to drive up from Ohio to Jersey for the first time so I could bring him, and he was perfect, bro. He sat back there. He's good. I mean, I'm sure it sucked, but great dog, man. He's an energy ball, but he's great.
Awesome. All right, man. Well, thank you so much for doing this. It was a great chat with you, of course.
Of course, I appreciate you, Zach. Good to see you, though.
See you around.